So, welcome you all for the Raw Online Teaching Program. I am Dr. Monica, Consultant Pediatrician. So, today we are going to discuss about the acute flaccid paralysis and how will you approach your child with the acute flaccid paralysis. So, by definition, if you see, acute flaccid paralysis is a clinical syndrome which is characterized by the rapid onset of weakness and progressing to maximum severity within several days to weeks. And if you see, this rapid onset of weakness usually involves bulbar muscles and respiratory muscles. So, there will be rapid onset weakness involving bulbar and respiratory muscles. So, by epidemiological definition given by WHO in 2005, any case of AFP in a child who is less than 15 years of age or any case of paralytic illness in a person of any age where you are suspecting a polio in that condition. So, this is by case definition given by the Global Polio Eradication Initiative. So, here this acute means it is a rapid progression of paralysis from the onset to the maximum paralysis. And flaccid term indicates there is a loss of muscle tone, that is floppy. It is in contrast to the upper motor neuron type of lesions. And paralysis means there is weakness or loss of voluntary movement. So, this is by definition of acute flaccid paralysis. So, if you see the neuroanatomical differential diagnosis of acute paralysis of children, that is from the site where the lesion is present, we can give a differential diagnosis of AFP in children. So, if you see the common site, that is when the spinal cord is involved, that may be because of either compressive or inflammatory. So, the inflammatory is more common, that is transverse myelitis. And if the site of lesion is at the anterior horn cell level, the more common cause is the viral etiology. So, viral etiology is the more common cause, and in that you can see poliomyelitis, Japanese encephalitis and enteroviral myelitis. So, these are all the common. And regarding vascular lesions in anterior horn cell, it may be because of anterior spinal artery infarction. So, again coming to the roots and nerves, the more common cause for acute flaccid paralysis is the Guillain-Barré syndrome. That is immune mediated is the more common cause for acute flaccid paralysis. And other cases like toxin mediated because of arsenic poisoning or porphyrias, or because of viral infection, particularly rabies, and in case of trauma, that is injection related sciatic neuritis, that is traumatic neuritis. So, this is again one of the common cause for acute flaccid paralysis in children. So, coming to the neuromuscular junction, again it may be immune mediated or because of drugs or toxins or because of dyselectrolytemia. And muscle, it may be because of infection, inflammation, because of channelopathy or again dyselectrolytemia. So, based upon the anatomical site and underlying pathophysiology, so these are all the various differential diagnoses of acute flaccid paralysis in children. So, of these, the common causes. So, common causes of acute flaccid paralysis include Guillain-Barré syndrome, which involves the roots and nerves, poliomyelitis, which involves the anterior horn cells of spinal cord, and transverse myelitis that involves the spinal cord. Traumatic neuritis, again it involves the nerve roots, and post-diphtheritic neuropathy and other non-polio enteroviral illnesses are the least common causes of acute flaccid paralysis in children. So, we are going to see in detail about Guillain-Barré syndrome, poliomyelitis, transverse myelitis and traumatic neuritis. So, before going into detail about each and individual condition, you need to know about the AFP surveillance. So, what is basically acute flaccid paralysis surveillance? India has taken major immunization initiatives. Because of that, there is a sharp decline of poliomyelitis across the world. So, if you see the last case of the wild polio virus, that is type 1, it has been reported in West Bengal. So, if you see the last case of wild polio type 1 is reported in 2011 in West Bengal, and by the year 2014 actually the WHO has announced India as a polio free country. Because of this global polio eradication program. So, the AFP surveillance is also giving importance for the polio eradication initiative only, because the chief strategy of this AFP surveillance is to screen the circulating polio virus in the post polio eradication era. So, how they are doing this? So, this AFP surveillance is done under 4 major steps.